Also, oh my god, I think the stream is like giga delayed because of the weird internet at the start. That's really aggravating, actually. But yeah, right. Let's see what we're working with. How did we get hit? Why did we press? Oh, falling button facing the wrong way. I don't know why it took me so long to see. Softy, no! Fish mix. Out of trouble. We don't cancel the float for beam. Good blocks. Oh, we're doing this again. Okay. This is a really expensive way to get both resources, and you use one immediately. I know we talked about this a little bit, but it seems like you want to keep it in your game plan. Just really make sure you're aware how much you're committing in order to set Squiggly up like that. So, let me look at this. Oh, that would be close. Yeah, I mean, you can play it safe and snap. I would have possibly suggested try and just do a full combo for kills, because as far as I know, Squiggly just stancel, route, and to stand heavy punch ×2 kind of melts people. It is pretty hard to drop, but playing it safe, always a reasonable option. Got the double snap. Oh no! Spending meter we didn't need to. On a team that kind of likes their meter. Softy didn't tech Zad. I really like the patient round start. Fair mash. So it's kind of unfortunate that Robo auto-corrected, but I don't think you were getting out of that anyway. That is not the situation to be raw tagging to Swiggly. I don't know if you meant to alpha counter, but I don't know, that was really weird. And I think any of the options were not great options, whichever way misinput or intended raw tag. Falling button. I don't think we need to be mixing. I think we get killed for 1 bar regardless. Oh no. Yeah, silver cord. It's a really weird, like, frame trappy tool, but using it raw is always a big risk. Honestly, if you were gonna go for... Oh, that's the wrong button. So if you're gonna route into a burst bait, I'd rather you just opt for keeping control, and so burst baits that let you do that are Parasol, the heavy knockdown burst baits, so X air button into jump heavy punch. And I think I would have rather seen that here rather than trying to catch them going for something like this, because it kind of just lets them out for free. And then letting them out for free, as you see later, risks you playing neutral, calling your assist, which in general, when it's that low, is probably going to be a mistake. And then letting it die. Yep. Oh, we are pillaring at really far ranges. And got hit by that. One more mix. Oh, never mind. Good level 3. If you felt like you weren't gonna make it, you can still just bikes here. Bikes will combo, and it might have killed. Probably would have killed, actually. Oh, wait, we could have... When they blocked it here, we could have just added... Pillar. Yeah. That's one thing I actually didn't see a lot in general, is tier debt. It's a very good tool for any of the zoning matchups. It's what makes her tiers actually threatening in those matchups. Because once you start using debt, and especially using it well, it forces them to get that tier off of them. And them trying to get away from the tier gives you time to do whatever the hell you want to do. But, like, so right there, I wanted you to, after they blocked a shot, debt, sniper, GG, shake my hand, they died a chip. That's the thought process there. Okay, I was on the right game. No. Actually, when did we call the assist? No. Yeah. Can't really get super mad about that. Although, there is something to be said with how consistently you call L-shot, and it does get hit. And there's not going to be one concrete fix to everything, but... And I know we've talked about this before again. You call it a lot in really awkward situations, which makes it liable to get hit. Like right there. What business do you have calling L-shot here? And L-shot is not a DP assist. In no world should this ever be your instinct to, oh god, I'm in the corner, L-shot, please save me. All you're gonna do is just increase the damage you're taking and possibly lose a character if you actually get opened up. again, there, you kind of used it along with your pressure, but it wasn't actually your turn. You just got kind of lucky Softy wasn't pressing anything there. She's angry. Reasonable alpha counter. But you alpha counter to get her out, and then you just call her into her death immediately. There was absolutely zero reason for that alpha counter if you just send her to the slaughter right after anyway. Desync? Desync. Weird. Really weird. What in the world? Good that it happened that late into the replay. That was very weird. That's the first time I've seen raw jump heavy punch from you. I'm honestly okay with it if it's that sparing. Tag into Parasol. Interesting. Just for heavy kick. Yes, I agree. I don't agree with not mixing. We're not killing here. I want this character dead. And now she's not dead. And now you're in the corner. Especially because you had the corner as Parasol. That is such strong mix potential. And we just opted to do a relatively unoptimized route. Not kill, get Squiggly in to only get Sing Charge. For 2 bar. It's really expensive cost for doing a whole lot of nothing. Now she's angry. I actually haven't been paying attention enough to how you're managing your hunger states. I need to focus on that next game when you're playing on B. So, yes, you do have time, but it is not on your side. The more time you waste... Did they? No? Okay. Don't think it's desynced yet. Okay. What in the... Okay. No, it 100% desynced. What in the world? I'm gonna boot this up in not beta. What? Okay. It was 11:16. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. God dang it. Whatever, I'm alt F4ing. There's no reason for that to drop, though. Like, there's no difference between beta and not beta right now, right? Like, it's literally just the Dahlia character? Am I crazy? Might actually need to send this VoD to full bleed if swapping back doesn't fix it. What's it called? Because the only replay bugs I know of happen when you're fast forwarding, and I didn't fast forward through any parts of these. I actually kind of want to watch and see if 115 also is broken at the end or not. Also gives me an excuse to eat while we're watching parts of the game we've already seen. Here's a round where I've desynced. Okay, it is a version thing. What in the world? I'm very confused. Is there really a difference between the two versions out right now, though? I thought it was all just lobby stuff and then literally adding a new character. I didn't think anything else got changed. Oh wait, I need to actually commentate this game because we haven't seen the majority of it. Again, don't agree with not killing here. But she gets out and gets her red health back. And you spent 2 meter to let her do that, by the way. Yeah, this is a round where it broke. Oh, never mind. I forgot how much further it went. She's angry. What the hell just happened? So character died after we got kind of just mixed holding stuff in the corner. Hit on incoming, push block out, up forward jump light kick. Can't get this girl off us. Okay. Really brave, but really well timed to hit the beam before it actually mattered. What is going on? Good blocks. Good punish. Remind me to ask Full Bleed about that though, if there's supposed to actually be replay discrepancies between the two versions. Remix? No. Oki? No Oki either. Oh right, I said I'd look at how we're managing hunger as well. I guess we might not get to this game if you just get mixed to death. No? Yeah. Get charge. Oh, we don't get the link. That's hard. Kill. Get our resources. Did we fully get cake charge? Oh, what in the world? I really hope that was a misinput. That was really weird. I'm pretty sure after you DHC, there's no longer the actual hit stop. So I don't think that's actually a true hold this. Yeah, I wonder if that was... Oh, these are supposed to be up forward, or up back jump light kicks, aren't they? Oh no, we got him shot. Night. Actually, you're not dead. That's a really good use of alpha counter. What's our incoming? Throw. No conversion. What was our pressure that we got counter hit thrown? Oh. They teched and you were just stanceling? Yeah, it sucks. What? This should have just been dead. Basic B&B, just really keep track of Undizzy. That's all you had to do. Oh my god, that worked. You also could have, on one of those shots that hit, deaded the sniper and it might have killed. I think you could have also... And this is a more of a predictive thing than a reaction hit confirm. You could have also detoned the bikes, which is a little more damage. But while they're in the air, I don't know if all the bikes hit. So I can't promise anything on that. But one thing I will say right off the bat, much happier with your round starts. You are getting a whole lot more patient and varying your responses. Round start 6 LP is still a little bit scary, but you did it versus someone who it seemed like you knew was jumping the majority of the round starts. So it's a fine option until they show you they're not going to jump, and then you need to adapt. But until that point, and it was a 5-game set, so didn't get that far into the I know that you know that I know that I'm going to do XYZ sort of deal. I wasn't paying attention, but it doesn't necessarily look like you're trying very hard to utilize her specials to manage hunger. I'd recommend thinking about that if you're not. If you are, I apologize that I missed it. Again, I wasn't focusing super hard on your hunger management. The general consensus is staying at least around Ravenous, if not in it. I know Nope preaches the words of the Ravenous gods but I know Oddberry likes hovering just below it and satiated. So that sort of deal. That character requires a lot of thinking about how you're managing the resources and why you want to do it the way you are. That sort of deal. Besides that, I think the two major things that stuck out to me were your assist calls. So, I don't think you're thinking about the fact that they can get hit when you're calling them. Because you're calling L shot in the corner like it's a DP assist. We're seeing that a lot, just like kind of panic or habitual L shot calls that just aren't really gonna work and kind of just get her hit. The other thing we saw in multiple of these games is you like actually spending resources to get a character out. So you're alpha countering or something to make sure a character lives. And then 4 seconds later you forgot they were just on the brink of death, called them as an assist, and watched them die right in front of your eyes because there was nothing you could do about it. Really try and tone down your assist calls, especially because both of them need to have a little bit of thought put behind their use to be used pretty effectively. L-Shot, not only do you need to be spaced right so they can't stop it from coming out, you should also probably be thinking about how it's going to hit them. If you have them in a block string and you just want the L-Shot to land on them, perfectly fine, 100%. If you're using it in neutral, think about how it's making them move or how they've already used up their movement options to force them to block it. So if they're just standing on the ground and you're kind of calling it from neutral, you can expect them to low profile it or go over it. But if you want to go the next step, if you're just playing a neutral and you're being patient, and especially versus a player like Softy who's playing Kua or Robo who will often jump as a part of their zoning, you can watch them use a jump, maybe even use a double jump, and then try and time the L shot so it will hit them as they're landing, so they don't have any of their options to avoid it. That sort of deal. And so that's the example for using L shot as an assist. Cremation is kind of just a mixed assist. You're not going to use it all that much in neutral. And then Umbi 6 Heavy Punch is a wall that doesn't necessarily cover the whole screen. So you need to be at a specific range that it will work, and 2, not close enough that it will just get tagged by something. And it's actually really annoying playing into assists like Beam or Brass that will kind of just tag it no matter where on the screen the opponent is. So you really need to be cognizant of when you're using that assist and what the opponent's counterplay is, because it controls a massive amount of space. It's also just slow as hell and really easy to stop before it ever gets going. And so, yeah, putting a lot more thought into when you're calling your assist rather than just kind of doing it almost on cooldown on a habit. And then the other thing was decision making, especially when it comes to cashing out and or other forms of meter expenditure. So there are definitely arguments to be made for not killing a character, going for extra mix if you want to save the meter, if you know the meter will mean something playing versus the next character. So it's like, I wanted to go for a mix here, so I kept Undizzy low enough that my next touch off of incoming would kill if I had that extra bar. So on and so forth. I don't mean this as a slight to you. This is just, I don't think you're putting that much thought into it. And what I mean by that is, it seems kind of like you're just on a whim going, oh, I'll reset here, not necessarily thinking about the next step of why you would want to be making that decision. And then the same thing goes into your decisions to opt into DHCing SBO and then getting resources rather than opting for a higher damage combo that in some cases would have actually killed the character rather than just getting Squiggly in versus a near dead character and she has a sing charge. I know you're also trying to set up the burst baits, but you weren't spacing them properly. And so yes, you can get the sliding knockdown burst bait, but by going for that, you are using up one of the 2 charges you just spent those 2 meters to get, and 2, again, you weren't spacing it right, so you're just getting bursted on, and you lost a kick charge for nothing after you, and then at the end of the deal, at the end of the day, you spent 2 meters to 2 meters. You spent 2 bars of meter to do honestly kind of a laughable amount of damage because Squiggly SBO as a DHC is awful. Its scaling is horrendous. And get a single charge. You got a sing charge from those interactions because you used up your kick charge. And I personally would argue that's not worth the investment. And I know we've kind of talked about that before, but just putting thought into how you're using meter. And then it also kind of goes back to the alpha counter. You just invested a resource to save that character, and then you called and watched them die. So were you really spending that meter for anything? But yeah, those are the two major points. I didn't focus again a whole lot on like hunger usage, and if you'd like, I could try and focus a little bit more on neutral next time. I realized I was kind of focusing on decision making more than anything else for this, but those are my 2 cents.